for 20 long years. I smoked lots of reefer and drank lots of beer. Every day at 420, we're going to settle the score. And for 20 long years, it's been 20 past 4.
Hello, welcome to 420 Live. I'm Jeff Kravitz. Welcome to my holiday adventure, the week of Christmas, the materialistic time of year where we all get together to share, except this year where we're not getting together, or we shouldn't be getting together, but we're getting together anyway. If you've been watching the news, tens of millions of people are on their way to go infect each other, hopefully with love. I hope everybody's going with love and everybody tested every day for 2 weeks before they got there because, you know, the articles in the paper are that taking one test does not clear you for a dinner. So don't clear yourself. Anyway, welcome. We're in a very, very interesting time. And, you know, I was going through, it's the holidays, going through the wish lists. What do we want? What do you want? What do I want? What does everyone want? I think there's some basic things that we can all agree we want. So I'm going to stick to the general things. This isn't about me wanting a new Apple Watch, but somebody wants to send me one, go for it. Or a bag of coffee beans or a candle. You know, I'm not trying to increase my materialistic possessions here on the planet. I'm just trying to increase the presence and trying to set the table, so to speak, for what we want to see in the next year and in our future. And, you know, I think one of the things we can all agree on is that we would really like to see honesty and truth come back into play. It's something that's been out of fashion for the past 4 years. And it'd be nice to see at the top of our list that we can all understand the basic truths about things that we learned about in second and third and fourth grade, like science is really important. If you think about things that people are ignoring nowadays, science is one of them. Something else people are turning their back on is mathematics and arithmetic. I mean, it's simple stuff. 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4, unless it's, you know, the Wednesday before Christmas. Then it equals 5. But you know, I want to try to focus on what we need to do to kind of right the wrongs. We're without basic needs. I saw Santa Monica Airport today with the food line where they're running out of food to give people in Santa Monica, which is one of the richest counties in Los Angeles. And it's just beyond me how we don't have enough food to feed everybody, but there's a lot of obesity. So some people are eating too much. Some people aren't eating enough. Maybe if the people were eating too much started like taking half their plate, yeah, you have to do it before you cook it, obviously, and just start sharing. I don't understand us shutting ourselves off. So in this holiday season, we want to start it off with the true things: truth, honesty, believing in science and mathematics, helping out those less fortunate. I don't know, Mark. I don't know if it's the future of entertainment or the we're witnessing the end of entertainment. It's a fine line, Sheldon, you know. But if you have anything you'd like to add to my wish list, please comment. Comment freely below and let me know what you think we need more of in this world. I know one thing we don't need more of, and that is, you know, obesity and sickness. And we want to clear up this disease. I think curing COVID is at the top of my list. Getting a pandemic, getting an injection. 4 out of 10 people don't want to get an injection. I mean, think about that if it came to polio or chicken pox or smallpox or all the things we were vaccinated with and all the things. I can't tell you how many friends that I have that have found a ground score and be like, oh shit, dude, what do you think? I'm like, try it. Let's see what you're doing in an hour. See how that ground score pays off for you. So McRibs, like what's in a McRib? Yoga mat material, people lining up for a freaking McRib. No, I say we all go for the vaccine. You know, I'm not stepping up today to do it because I'm not in line. But if they're going to take old people first and people that are elderly people, I'm an old person now. If they're going to take the elderly first and the infirm and the healthcare workers first, I think that's great. And then, you know, we could see these people are stepping up to the line first. I have no problem with it. But then it's going to be like, which one do you want? Is the pandemic? Is the one from Pfizer going to be better than the one from Moderna or Johnson and Johnson? And then how do we all know what we have? So I don't know. Actually, no, I've been coming to you for almost 200. I think I'm about show 190, about 10 shows away from hitting show 200. Since this all began on March 13th, we were told that we go into lockdown. I started the show on March 16th, coming to you to hang out and smoke some weed. Hey, H70 Polo. Hey, 70 Polo. How's it going? To just hang out with my friends and to get high and to be like, okay, we have a place to come together, a safe spot where we can get away, distract ourselves from the news and what's going on. The news is very entertaining, though. Trump just shut down the funding for our defense fund because we didn't want to honor all these dead Confederate soldiers. So I believe that that's going to get overthrown. I think the Senate is finally going to come together and agree on something for once, because it's just not making sense right now what's going on. If you saw his speech yesterday where he said that all the Americans should get $2,000, I'm fully on board with that. I think we should all get $2,000. But he was kind of thumbing his nose basically at the Republicans because he knows that's what they don't want to do. So he's like, screw Mitch McConnell. This is beautiful. It's almost poetic what's going on out there, folks. It's like the end of a really bad movie where you just want it over, but you got another 30 days. Anyway, I got the Garcia strain. What's left of my Garcia dube. I found the Green Lantern here. Kind of fitting for this time of year. Here in the smoke screen, a little Green Lantern. If you haven't tried the Jerry Garcia bud here in Los Angeles or in California, I believe, it's delicious. I highly recommend the Green Lantern. It's a good stocking stuffer. Fits, Garcia handpicked, fits easily in your, and they're not a sponsor. It's just delicious. You would think about all the celebrity weed and you're wondering, is it as good just because Willie Nelson says it's as good? I haven't tried Willie's weed, but you guys at Willie's Weed want to send me some? I'm happy to try it here on the show. Anybody that wants me to try their bud, that's all I want for Christmas. More green in my stocking. I'm very, very easy. Sunday driver. Oh, yes. I had the Sunday driver. Got some in New York this summer. And my friends at 710 Labs are growing it. I have a jar of Candy Chrome here that's absolutely delicious. Speaking of 710 Labs, this is really strong weed. This Green Lantern is, whoa. I don't usually do that in the daytime because I kind of forget what I was talking about. But I remember, it's my wish list. It's our wish list. It's the wish list we all, my mic's on good. It's the wish I have for everybody this holiday season is that we finally get our shit together. This past, when I came here live again, Monday, I was here live Monday for my solstice special. If you were lucky to go out at sunset in Los Angeles on the beach and you happen to be looking when Jupiter first appeared above the horizon, a meteor went shooting across the horizon. And my family and I are sitting there. We're just like, whoa. I've never seen a meteor in blue skies before. My friend Dana pointed that out to me on my Instagram. Thank you, Dana. And it was just such a trip to see one in Los Angeles because usually the skies are so polluted. You don't really see them shooting across the sunset. It was absolutely beautiful. Are you feeling the great conjunction? I feel the change. I'm sure you all are too. You can feel the way our leadership is changing. You can feel that when you watch Joe Biden speak and answer questions from the press, and he actually answers the freaking question. I mean, this guy's a gift compared to what we had. I really feel like people are going to address issues now. And I think that's one of the big things that's on my wish list, was people understand what's important and start taking care of business and not try to hide it so they're all getting rich. All right, you guys all got rich for 4 years. Now they're all crying that we're going to try to because all these corporations, we want them to pay for our lifestyle and we want free money. Well, what the hell? You've been making money on our backs for years. I never understood why a resource like oil or gold or silver was owned by one person, because they went into the mountain and pulled it out. This is of the earth. We should be like, Norway or Finland, where everybody shares and whatever comes out of the ground. We should all share in the riches that come out of our country. We're all from this country. Anything that's in the earth should be shared with all of us. There shouldn't be oil corporations that'll be like, yeah, I own the oil. You guys are going to pay $5 a gallon for it because I ran it through a processor. Granted, You should make money. You should be able to run your company. I'm not saying that capitalism shouldn't thrive. But what I'm saying is that it's been slanted unfairly in the wrong direction. It's time on my Christmas list. This is my wish list. You're all welcome to chip in to try to make things fair for everybody. And to rich people, I get it. You want to keep all your money because you work so hard for it. Give me a break. Give me a break. Working hard is busting stones. It's building bridges. It's making things. It's not sitting around pushing buttons and making stock calls. Oh, by the way, there's a lot of good things. You watch that Bitcoin going up. How many of you have that digital currency? I didn't buy any Bitcoin. I should have. And all my friends should have too. I know some friends have stepped up to the line. There's a lot of ways out there to get involved and to make your fortune. You could find your fortune out there. You don't have to work. You don't have to break your back. There's other ways around the system. But at the same time, when you make your fortune, you're going to have to share it because you're in America. My accountant says never be afraid to pay taxes. Well, I'm not afraid to pay taxes because it means you're making money. But there are people out there that are making a lot more than me and a lot more than you, and they're paying $750 in taxes. Come on. And they're going to give us a check for $600? Bah! Bah humbug. Yeah, Zorn, you need a pay raise. Yeah, unfortunately, I need a new job. Speaking of jobs, I got hired for a job for New Year's Eve. I was going to go play guitar with my friends from St. John's, but I got a call from the Bieber camp, and I'll be shooting the Justin Bieber New Year's event coming up. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it is, but I know he's doing his first concert in 3 years on T-Mobile. It's all over online. You can sign up and get your tickets and join me at the Justin Bieber show. And I'm excited to be working. I talk about celebrity culture dying. I guess that's one of my wishes too, is to level the playing field. And my kids call me out for my hypocrisy, especially Olivia, calling me out on, oh, Dad, I thought you said celebrity culture's dead, and now you're going to go work for like the hottest pop star in the world. And I'm like, yeah, I am, because I'm a walking contradiction. I'm a walking contradiction. I feel one way, but I understand where my bread's buttered. And Olivia has to go to college, and she wants to eat and sleep in a house. Homelessness is another thing I was thinking about. One of the things on my wish list that I would like to take care of this holiday season. I live in Brentwood, California, and that's one of the nicest area codes in Los Angeles. And I drive by 1,000 people that are sleeping outside down the street from my house in the VA parking lot, which is absolutely one of the saddest things I've ever seen. You can drop off. They have a drop-off zone for supplies. It's just really hard to wrap your head around how people have houses that they don't even go into some of the rooms. And then there's people sleeping on the streets. I think we should take those mansions and allocate 10 to 20% of them for a nice families that can't find a place to live or something along that line. Sometimes you just need money. Yes, I know. So you need to work. Hello there, Mr. Rubens. You're down there in Ocean City, New Jersey. The Manco and Manco used to be Mac and Mancos, but Mac was not very, very honest when it came to the bills. Marina, all assets get annual dividends funded by oil taxes. See, this is what I'm talking about. Because you have to make everybody survive. You live in the land, you work the land. We should be there. So the end of slavery. We should all share in the riches of our country. I want some of Jeff Bezos' billions of dollars. Anyone else? Yes, it's time for shit together. It's time to get our shit together. So, and Jim Brock. Yes, it is. But unfortunately, I can't get through too much. Look at that. I took 2 hits off of that thing, 3 hits. I'm good. My train of thought. Yeah. Eyes don't lie. Yes. You want free money, cheat on income taxes? I think that's a great way to go. Pay what you want. Pay as you go. We should all make money on the land. If the land's making money, we should make money. What's our cash crop here, Dennis? Cannabis. Cannabis, the number 1 cash crop in the state of California for the past 2 decades. So I know you're all getting ready. People are traveling, driving to go visit your friends. And, we all have that thing we want. I want world peace. I want politicians that don't lie. I want people to be able to have a place to live. I want people to be able to have a hot meal or a cold meal or a smoothie, whatever it is, something. And I want people to generally figure out how to stay sane. On my wish list, sanity is the number one thing. If people tell me I'm losing my marbles, my mother is one that's telling me I'm going crazy. But, I'm starting to realize that things aren't going to go back in the box I want them to go back in. And are you going to go crazier trying to make things fit where they don't? Or are you going to go crazier understanding the way the flow is going and jumping in the tide and going with the flow? I've always been one to go with the flow. I was a lifeguard for 10 years in the Atlantic City Beach Patrol. And the only people that had problem with in the ocean are people that thought that they could swim against the tide. Those were the ones you had to pull out. The ones that floated, well, you had to get them too, because they slipped out there in the riptide 100 yards offshore. You had to get in that boat and row out there and get them. It wasn't the California send the motorboat out there to get them. You had to row out there. All my old friends from the ACBP, hello out there. I miss those days but it taught me a lot. It taught me how to keep my eyes open on the horizon. Don't turn your back to the ocean. Keep your eyes on what's going on out there. And it blended well to the photography. Let's just say lifeguarding and the photography. I was watching on the beach, then you're watching through the lens. It was all one and the same. It was a beautiful thing. So I'm watching you all. Oh, yes, Jim. Kindness and compassion also right up there. I find a lot of that is back in vogue. I was reading. Before I came on the air, I was like, I wonder what people out there actually want for Christmas. And they went through these organizations that answer people's calls for charities. Like, you actually send a letter saying, hey, my family can't afford anything for Christmas. My kids really would like this, that. And then the organization steps up and literally becomes Santa Claus. And that was really touching to read a couple articles like that. Amazing organizations out there helping families in need and listening to the reactions of families. And then also seeing little kids writing about how they don't want anything. They just want people that don't have homes to have homes, and meanwhile, we're sitting here trying to think how to get a PlayStation 5. Not me personally, but I've seen it out there. I've seen the request. You know what the hot item is every season. And this season, PlayStation, Sony, congratulations once again. Stepping right up there and sucking the dollars out of people's pockets and creating something that people are waiting in line for all over America. Materialism drives me crazy. I mean, I want to. There's things I need, but at the same time, do you really need? Do you really, I'm like, I wonder what the new Nikon is. I don't really care what the new Nikon is. I'll use my old camera now till that thing is done clicking. I'm done. I'm kind of finished. The cameras now that they have in my phone blow away anything else that you could think of. Amy, Marie, surrender the flow. Biggest lesson, you can't control it. You can't. And as soon as you try, there you go. Right in your face, you get the life lesson. And there's nothing wrong with the life lesson. It comes all the time. You just have to understand what it is. And if you keep learning the same thing over and over again, it means you're not learning. So hugging it out, being together. I mean, that's another, my biggest wish is for us all to be together where we could be hanging out and I could pass this to you like that. So here, smoke that. And we can hang out and listen to music and go have dinner and not worry about wearing a mask and, not worried about getting each other sick. I mean, it's making us sick, worried about getting each other sick. And, I was at lunch, ordered my falafel today, and I was there reading the local paper, waiting for the lady to whip it up. And there was an article about how many deaths there were in Santa Monica, and it's 132 people have died. God rest their souls, but that's in 9 months. That's, what is 9 and 1.5, 10, 15 people a month is kind of what the math is there. And it's kind of sad, but at the same time, Santa Monica, you lose 15 people a month under the pier from drug addiction and overdoses. So it's very interesting that we've closed down the indoor dining with the looking at the whole west side of Los Angeles with the amount of cases here. Los Angeles is a really big place. I think it's really hard to lump everybody together. But you know what? I'm not an epidemiologist. I don't play one on television. I don't claim to be. So, here, do you want to become famous? Buy followers. Thank you, Chelsea. Maybe that'll get everybody to tune in to listen to me stone and wandering on the air with my Christmas wish list. But yeah, Jim, I want to see the hugs. Kind of good things there, Jim Brock. Kindness, compassion, hugs. These are all things I get behind for for Christmas. The interpersonal communication that we're missing, making new friends. I talked about that yesterday with my crew from the St. John, and is sorely lacking in friends and being able to make friends this year. So I hope next year's a little bit different. I hope we're all getting vaccinated, and that means something. I hope that is we're able to trace and get together. And I don't know what they're going to do and how they're going to let us into places, or what's going to happen, or what's going to be safe. And I don't think anything really is going to be safe until everybody's inoculated. So if 4 out of 10 of you don't want to get inoculated, I get it, but you're not going to concerts and you're not going to go to ball games, and you might not even get into the restaurant you want to go to or on the flight you want to go on, because I think that's going to be one of the standard things we're going to need. So I guess one of my other wishes is everybody gets inoculated. So no more homelessness, no more starving. I could do away with poverty too. I think that we could find a midline base where, yeah, I get it. 1% of us got really, really lucky and made so much money we can never spend it in our lifetimes. I don't understand what all the excess is, so we'll all slough it off and give it to everybody else. Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to get plenty of phone calls about that one tonight, about my philosophies about what's happening in the free world. But that's where we are. But yeah, surrender to the flow is the biggest lesson of the year. It's something I learned a long time ago. When you're lifeguarding, you learn that stuff because you see the force. And when you're looking at the ocean, you're watching a wave, as my good friend Scotty sent me a little meme yesterday. The water is not what's coming at you. It's the energy. The water is just transferring the energy. So you're just watching that energy coming at you. I think that's what's so fascinating about the surf and about the waves. And yeah, I'd like to learn how to surf too. That would be another wish list of mine. My son is killing it right now at the surf and talking about catching 10-foot waves now, and almost knocked out his 2 front teeth. And I'm hearing all the surfing war stories. But that's what happens when your son's majoring in surfing in college. No, just kidding. He's also doing some other stuff too. But surfing is the big revelation. And surfing is a good anomaly for life. It's a good metaphor for our life and the way we need to coast and cruise and not fight it and go with it. So it's very hard right now, and I think it's the only way. I was talking to my friend Kevin Mazer yesterday. We were talking about what it's like to lose our occupational identity, which I think is really hard right now for all of us in the entertainment industry that are used to being movers and shakers and going around the country and doing different events and parties and playing music and putting on shows and concerts and festivals, and how we've all been kind of marginalized and sitting around trying to figure out what we are and what the future is going to be. And if there is going to be something to come back to, I think is probably one of the craziest things to try to wrap your head around, that maybe there's a new normal when we come back. And maybe things change in a way that, we aren't prepared for. So my other wish is that we start understanding the reality of where we are and start setting ourselves up for where we're going to be in the future. Mark Newey, give me some surf lessons. Thank you. I'm down. I'll be back. I'll be back in AC this summer. Danny LaJoca, my tan's fading, as you can see. Nothing I can do about it. It's getting a little chilly here. The days are short. We have the shortest day. The solstice with the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, and the meteor shower was at night too. I mean, come on. If anything's weren't lined up more, and you see what's happening in Washington, the whole transfer power, you feel our world. I can feel the change. It is coming. We all feel it out there. And sure, a lot of you aren't happy. Some of you are like, 4 more years of Trump is really what we needed. But let's face it, the guy had another 10 weeks in office to do his best to show us why he deserved another 4 years. And you know what he's done? Nothing. Cried, whined, challenged, hasn't taken care of COVID, has nobody doing anything, not watching the ball. So really, America, thank you for choosing right. I know a bunch of you delegates from Pennsylvania went to the White House for lunch. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great time. You're not changing anything. So thanks, DJ T. It's time for you to go back to wherever they're going to let you in. I heard Mar-a-Lago's not going to let him in. So Todd Stoops. Hey, Stoops. Yes, he won nothing. Yes, can you see a guy lose more and more and more? I mean, come on. After a while, just give it up. It's just the presidency. You know what? Other people have given up the job too. I'm sure George Bush wasn't excited to leave after 4 years either. But shit happens, you know. Shit happens, and it's getting around that time for another hit here. I hope you all join me out there for a little holiday cheer. I think tomorrow, if I'm going to do the show tomorrow, yesterday I had to do my Christmas shopping. So sorry I wasn't here yesterday to ramble on for you some more, but I had to get the shopping done because I was getting major heat at the house. Like, have you done anything? Are you going to shop? And I'm like, fuck. So I walked to the mall with my son. My son and I went to the mall. And, you know, Century City Mall, you're masked. They have arrows on the floor, walk this way, but you can't eat, but they're still selling food. So people are sneak eating all over the place. You'll see a guy hiding in the corner of the garage. People eating pizza, and then the security guard comes up and he's like, hey, you are not allowed to eat your pizza here. It's very strange. They'll say food, nowhere to eat it. Oh, my God. I think that weed's going to give me the COVID. I need a minute. Yes. Anyway, nowhere to eat it in the mall. So after we left the mall, we went to Prince Street Pizza to see my friend Lawrence, who's sitting there with EG, who was a food blogger here, who was dissing the Prince Street Pizza. And we sat down and slammed a couple slices. I'm not eating meat, but I am eating the Prince Street pepperoni. I don't know how that works, but it's absolutely the slice. It's the that pre-roll is the Garcia. You see, Rich, it's in the little thing that has Jerry's hand on it. Can you see Jerry's hand right there? See that? Jerry's hand on the end of the glass thing. The Green Lantern from Garcia's handpicked. George, how you doing? That's what I'm smoking. Mark Newey, when I was giving this doobie at a party, my friend was the broker, and he said, this is the new Garcia strain. He handed me a doob, and I was like, oh, fuck. Celebrity weed. Celebrity weed. Come on. And I lit it up and took one hit, and I was like, this is weed that Jerry Garcia would be proud to put his name on. So if you're in the state of California, or know someone in the state of California, have them send you a pack of the Green Lantern pre-rolls from Lantern Farms up in Mendocino County. We're going to be talking to Billy from the farms. He's one of a kind. I have a lot of plans for the new year. We're going to have a very soft, easy. I'm not on the schedule for the next week or two. I don't know what's going to happen. Tomorrow or the 25th, I'd like to do like a around the Christmas tree at the Kravitz house smoke session, but got, lots of little kids running around. Well, my kids aren't little, but my niece and nephew are coming in. I mean, these are weird times. We're in very strange times. So I hope everybody is safe and going to take care of themselves this holiday. But yes, Rich, it's bomb. If anybody wants to know, Rich has some also. He'll throw a doobie out his window. Yes, I found it because in one of my joy cases, I was like, oh, what am I going to smoke on the air today? And I was like, oh, fuck the Green Lantern. That sure is lights out. That's some. Okay. And not the racist symbol, the Tommy Chong. We had this first. You just tested yesterday. Yeah, I tested yesterday too. I'm waiting for my results from my trip. I tested 2 times at home. Then I had to go to the drive-thru. So after the pizza, I had to go do the saliva test at the vet here in LA. For Christmas this year, I just want to stay happy. Jeff Franca, we're testing negative. Franca, amazing drummer. Damn, we had fun. We had so much fun. Thank you, Bob English. Happy holidays. Oh, Tay. Happy holidays to all my friends. Friends there at Asher's Chocolates. Asher's Chocolates. I still have a discount code for you guys. Ashers.com. At Asher's Chocolates. 20% off with the 420 Live. Spend over $75. They will throw in the 420 Live CBD bar. Yes, you can still get it. It is potato chips, pretzels, raisins, coconut flakes, mini M&Ms, chocolate, and CBD. Delicious, absolutely delicious. You cannot beat it. Oh, you got the antibodies? What does that mean? The shit nearly killed me. Oh, what, the COVID itself? The COVID itself nearly killed you? Let's see. Hold on. At the saliva test at the vet. That did sound really funny. The Veterans Administration in Los Angeles is this huge piece of property right off the 405 in Wilshire that was owned by a family that left it to the vets. So the vets hospitals on one side of Wilshire Boulevard, and on the other side is just this beautiful land where the Wadsworth Theater is. It's way open. There's a park in the back the kids played soccer on. So no, it's not the vet, like the dog vet. So, oh, bad, sad news. Leslie West, the guitar player. Thank you, Shirley Halpern. From, he was in Mountain. Leslie West was incredible, legendary, iconic. He's first round rock and roll guitar player, legendary. Played that Les Paul, big guy. Sad. The Mountain Man died. Yeah, he was a big dude. He probably had the COVID. If you have pre-existing conditions, the way it's hitting people is kind of crazy. We're hearing it happen. Charlie Pride went to the Academy of Country Music Awards. They wanted to give him an award. They gave Charlie an award, and then they gave him COVID too. Charlie Pride's dead. We're losing legends every day. I mean, this is incredibly sad. And I have cottonmouth. The news happens. These aren't... I'm trying so hard to keep a happy face with all this, but the reality of what's going on is really quite sad. It's just very, even that one person has died of this, and that we have had more deaths this year than any other time. I mean, I want to party and rage, but it's part of me is always thinking about the reality of what the situation is. So it gets harder and harder to let yourself go when there's just so much serious enough. And I really feel bad for the kids and the younger generation right now. I think that ultimately they have it the hardest because they're dealing with this day to day. They're dealing with the lack of ability to have fun and to go out. And I know how hard it is just with my kids in their 20s. And I can't even imagine as younger kids not being able to do the sports. I have my nephew was going down to Arizona just to play soccer. So, yep. Charlie Pride, RIP. And not Carolyn, how you doing? Good to see you popping in. Yes, took about 45 minutes. Last time I went with an appointment time in advance. Yeah, I had the appointment time. Yesterday was really quick, about 20 minutes. But, the 2 days in advance are booked out. Everybody wants to get tested before the dinner, before Christmas. It's having sleepover. Christmas is also sleepover. It's just not family dinner. The family comes over to stay and everybody wakes up in the morning. What'd you have for Christmas? COVID. Yay. Ugh. It's not even funny, is it? Yes, it's tough. The kids, I feel bad for the kids. It's hard. But you know what? They're stepping in. If you believe everything you read, the next phase of this is the roaring 20s and the sexual revolution. So all these kids, they're going to get prime into let's go time. Can't imagine what it's going to be like. You're probably just going to make eye contact with somebody and just start macking it up. Be like, oh, there they go. It'll be like crazy days, like when we were in high school, playing the games, spin the bottle, post office, all the games that are now out of fashion. I'm going to come back. Post office, number 3. Okay, wish list. No more homeless. No more hunger. No more world hunger, especially in America, though. There shouldn't be hunger. They may, Amy Marie, but if you think about it, everybody's home now probably dealing with it. You probably didn't even realize you had something. Then you're like, oh, shit. What the hell's that? I better get that taken care of. So hopefully the lack of play these days is in play. But I don't know what's going on in the open states like Texas and Florida and Tennessee, or, I didn't go out enough in Florida to really see what was going on because I really was trying to stay safe out of the way. But I like that. End of your Oscar flicks all in the cat section. Yes. But, they didn't release a lot of movies. I'd like to see more movies. I'd like to have more entertainment. I thought Mandalorian. I mean, wasn't it obvious a Mandalorian? Has everybody seen it? I'm assuming. I'm like, it's over a week and a half since it ended, so I'm going to assume that everybody's seen the Mandalorian. But at the end, there's a Jedi that shows up, and I knew it was immediately. It wasn't like, oh wait, I got to wait for him to take his hood off. Come on, who else could it be? I mean, anyway, I love the Mandalorian. I thought it was good. I thought it was weird though too. It was kind of like a bounty hunter. Yes, Mary Bach, kindness and compassion are on the list for this Christmas. Cover your ears. Cover your ears there, Jim. I didn't give any spoilers. You're going to see. There's a lot of action. The next couple episodes, a lot of action. But you should get on it because you know it's going to happen. They're going to be talking about that shit everywhere. It's going to be in all kinds of ads for the Super Bowl. They're going to do all kinds of stuff. Oh, speaking of the Super Bowl, I'm waiting to hear. About the Grammys. What's going to happen with that? Oh, is there going to be Grammys? We're going to shoot the Grammys. The Oscars are supposed to happen. I have no idea how that's going to happen. I doubt there's going to be a red carpet. Then again, it is possible. I don't know how. I don't know why. But I don't know why. I don't know why everybody feels obligated to have to do these things. I think in honor of what's going on, we don't consider them entertainment to begin with. It's not like people watch the Oscars. They might look at the pictures, but when you look at the ratings for these award shows, it's not like everybody in America is like, whoo, holy crap, another award show. Wow. Actually, I'm kind of glad they're kind of done. I mean, I think that they're, this isn't the time to congratulate ourselves. We haven't done a great job. Granted, music has been a big savior. Television's been a big savior. Films have been a big savior this year. Give it up for all of these. I want all of these to continue. The distraction needs to continue. But at the same time, it's not where our focus needs to be. So let's see. Here's the wish list. Carolyn, Kravitz stays home. I know. It took a real risk. But it was calculated risk. I kept myself as safe as possible. I got a lot of shit from my friends just today on a group chat I'm in. We were all arguing back and forth about the safety. And, people are traveling. 85 million people are traveling. Doesn't make what I did right. And I understand my position in the community to try to project safety and try to err on the side of caution has always been one of my things. But let's face it, I'm as frustrated as anybody else. And when the opportunity came up to work and to do something cool musically, I jumped on it. I really didn't spend a lot of time thinking about it. And probably because I had to go that week, that was one of the reasons why I jumped on it. So, and to be totally honest, I can't say I'm not looking forward to getting out of Los Angeles and going somewhere tropical and just starting to go a month in different places because I'm kind of finished. Kind of finished here for a minute. Carpets, yes. Red carpets are irrelevant. I think celebrity culture is kind of irrelevant, but I will be shooting the Justin Bieber concert in a couple nights in a week. I believe. What is today? 23rd? Yeah. So in 8 days, I'll be at a concert for New Year's, which I didn't see coming at all. So the world works in mysterious ways. And I'm going to have to listen to Justin's new album. So I'm up on all the songs and I can sing along because there's not going to be a lot of people there but me. So, we're going to take care. We'll take care of business. We're going to make sure it goes all right. So, okay. The wish list, kindness, compassion, end the homelessness, end the hunger, end to COVID, getting together again with our friends, seeing music, having experiences, having meals, being able to have a family dinner without everybody worried about killing everybody, Jim, good to see you too. Thanks so much for tuning in here on 420 Live. It was live. So I think tomorrow will be the Kravitz. It's possibly we'll do the Kravitz Christmas special, 420 smoke out by the tree for Christmas Eve. Possibly, I'm not promising anything. It might be 420 West Coast time. We'll see how the day develops. Like a family, and we have things we're doing. So I don't know how or when I'm going to come live, but I will come live probably one more day this week with you guys. And I think we got all our wish list in throughout the day. Most of it has to do with what we can do for others and what needs to happen for all of us to be able to get together. Because let's face it, it's not about us anymore. If you have a roof over your head, if you have clothes, if you're able to have the electricity to wash them, and you're able to reach out to the world through these means of communications, it means you're doing all right than most of the people out there. If you have food on your table, think about others, do something nice for someone else. This is that time of year. People are cold and bored, and it's dark early, and we really need to get together and do it all up. And the Jim Brock sharing the Tips New Year's Eve. Oh yes, Tips is doing New Year's Eve from New Orleans, and they're going to do 5 different venues: DBA, Tips, what is it? Maple Leaf, Wolf, and come on. You got to tell me what the 5 venues are. And also on the 26th, the day after Christmas, Boxing Day, Georgia comes alive. We have an election going on down there in Atlanta and Georgia that is going to determine how easy or hard it is for us the next 4 years. Let's face it, Mitch McConnell's a scourge. We do not want him in control. We don't want him battling. If you got 25 extra bucks, send it down there to the Purdue fight. I think that's the harder of the two. Warnock already showed that he can blow away Loeffler, and I think that that's going to happen. She's just an entitled bitch, and she needs to be out of politics because she's not going to do anything for anyone else. There'll be no more stimulation money. Send your stimulation money right here to Jeff Kravitz at 420 Live, available on Venmo and PayPal. Yes. Lots of big and interesting things always happening here at 420 Live, I think. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in on another beautiful day. Get your shopping done, but remember, it's about what you bring to the table, not what you put in the box. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Have a great holiday. Most likely I'll see you tomorrow. No promises, though. If I don't, have a great Christmas, and we'll see you before the new year. Peace, love, happiness to everybody out there. Big hug. Oh, big holiday hug. My dancing bears. My Christmas steal your face. I am in the people are like, Kravitz, you know what? You really need to relax. I'm pretty relaxed, folks. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you back here soon. Have a great night. Happy holidays, everybody.